So from here, well, you might do a little bit, but if you do, then just go here. If you just oh. How about Jennifer, jump in front of Michael. Probably not showing up. All right. So first off, face towards front and we follow. Right. So as we move forward, we're going to work into bow staff, and as we go through the bow over the course of the next several weeks, we're going to do it from a couple of different standpoints. One is going to be the Filipino style of martial arts, which would tend to be more like the bow form that we do in the class in terms of the grip, over under grip, but they're going to tend to use the long end versus the short end. So everything's going to be up here, like if we're to do some bottom, we're doing the bow staff and sticks in the park, we're doing some brada, right? Bow staff and sticks. That would kind of be the way that they would tend to use the bow staff. Now complement that with Krabi Kabang, which is the Muay Thai version of the weapon system, and Krabi Kabang literally translated to sword and staff, right? And so they tend to have the same hand grip, so both hands are down, and will still extend the strike. And suddenly, instead of the strike just being here, right, suddenly it becomes here because they're getting that much more extension instead of just being like a punch. It becomes a whole grip of the strike that the stick comes through, right? So actually, Jennifer, jump back in your own square. This Pamela showed up. I can hit you and she can hit like this. He's poking together. All right, so here's what we're going to do. The strike patterns could be a little bit different. So we're going to start off with starting with the Filipino version a little bit more, right? And so we have it more towards the bottom. My lower hand is going to be right towards the bottom. The upper hand might be up high, and then it's going to tend to slide down as I strike, or it might already be away a little bit, right? We're going to start with just a simple 4 count pattern. So you're going to strike down, and then up, and then you're going to poke, right? So from here, we're facing this way. We're gonna switch our feet to do it. So if I hit with the right hand, the right foot forward. If I hit from the left side, my left foot forward. As I come up, right side forward, and then I come up this way, left side forward, and then I switch my feet again and I jump. Right? So I step in 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5. Right? 1, and then 2, and 3, 4. And then keep going, a couple more seconds. Yeah. All right, so time just for a moment. So as you're doing this, think about the extension of the bow, right? If I only do this, I get a good amount of power, but if I extend it, I get a little bit more power, right? Secondly, if I do this, I have to be this close to hit with the tip. If I do this, I can do that far away. So it gives me an extra foot of distance as well as that little bit extra power on top of it. So try and think as you're striking, your hand slides down the bow, and then it slides down the bow, slides down the bow. So here I have the ability to block really quick, or I can extend really quick. Right? And even if I block, I may lean back and extend, because if I were hitting your bow, my goal would be if I hit Jennifer's bow, she blocks, and then my hand's going right down to her hand, right? So when I block, if I leave my hand here, I'm probably getting hit. But if I block and I start to slide back, now I have a better chance of keeping my hand still, right? So you're trying to think, slide down the stick, slide down the stick, slide down the stick, slide down the stick, slide down the stick. Right? Get that front hand to be a little bit more mobile on the step. And go, keep practicing. time. All right, so now you're gonna jump in with your partner, and as you're doing it, go light with your partner, right? With the extension, right? This changes your accuracy a little bit, so go nice and low, so you just tap and tap, and you're just following that same 5 straight pattern. Is the person thrust to the body, the block is just simply going to be straight down. So as Jennifer thrusts, then I'm going here across the stick. I'm going to stay on whatever side the inside is. So go ahead, twist that, maybe, right? So instead of going like here and trying to come to the other side, as she thrusts, I'm just going to go straight down, right? If she thrusts and it does go this a little bit, and I catch it on the inside, then as I go down, this is where it would ideally slide down to her hands if she was closer to the top. Because she's so far down, by the time I start to get the stick out of the way, her hands, the angle is a little bit better. If she blocks the stick and it goes this way, now the strike is going to be down the step. Right? So practice that. Go. So you're just going right side, touch at the top, left side, touch at the top. Right side, touch at the bottom, left side, touch at the bottom. And then Jennifer thrust and I block. And then next time I would thrust. I trust you want to stroke. Oh, this is what that. You're like, what do you do with your left hand top of your outside? Yeah. Now you're going to change it just simply to a down, up, up, down pattern. So now the pattern is going to be down, right? And then I come right back up the other side, and then down. So if we all face with the mirrors, then you're going to come down this side, and now come right back up the side you came, and then come up the other side, and then come back down that side. And then after that, we go to the side, right? And then I go down, up, down, and then down, up, down, up. All right, so now work that one with your partner. Down, up, down, thrust. There. Don't do that, right? Okay. So, with your thrust, if it's low, right, you just got me to it's not how many times you do this. Now, if you're thrusting like higher toward my throat or my chest, then I can come across here. So if you're like aiming to my head, then I can get that inside movement, right? But if you're going low like that, it's kind of hard to get the inside. I mean, you're still on the inside, but you're going down this way versus down this way, right? So got it on a higher touch, my left hand is low, but like when my solar plexus down, I have my left hand up. Yeah, feel good out. Yeah, I may not end up there. Time. All right, so now are they supposed to do what? Poke defense may not be right. Poke defense? Yeah. So the poke defense feels very awkward, right? And here's the thing with the poke defense. If Jennifer aims at my face, right, then here it makes it a little easier because when I come across, then I come across and down and you can see where the hand is, right? If she pokes to my chest, right, suddenly that becomes a little bit harder to like get to that side, right? And so you end up starting to bring your left hand up and things sweep down. At least that's what I'm finding. If it's definitely low, like to the navel or below, then I'm definitely bringing my hand up and I'm just simply sweeping down, right? So it tends to all be that inside sweep, but I'm here or I'm here, depending on the height of where that's coming, right? Now, certainly I could also, if it hits the chest, there's probably not anything wrong with it. If she thrusts that I block this way, and you probably wrong, that actually would be what that block would be. They would always tend to block the center here, and the top of one side or the other, and the bottom of one side or the other. Whereas with Kali, because the hand's sliding a little bit more this way, right, I can still certainly do it this way. She can thrust, and I can go here, and then I can come right out. Kevin and I are mainly doing this block. So now crabby run. Palm down grip, right? And you start with pretty much your hand at, about shoulder width apart, right? The striking is very similarly to when we're thinking like with the Kali, that I'm extending the hand, it's going to be the same thing here, but as I extend this way instead of this way, right? So it's a little bit of a different grip. It takes a little bit getting used to, right? So if we face the mirrors, same 5 strike pattern. So I step right side forward and then left side forward. And then right side as I come up, left side as I come up. Only now this time, instead of going, actually, I think that we're just going to come straight down with that last one instead of doing it as a block, right? So you're going to go down, down, up, and then straight down, right? So 45 or like that next shot, straight up, and then straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And if you watch some of like the bigger moves of the Muay Thai weapon system, you'll see him doing this. Oh, and they're jumping in, doing these crazy angles, they run around the person, and hit him with this thing. Right? Now we're going to add in side strikes. So I'm going to down, down, cross, cross, and I'm going up, And then I'm going to come straight back down on top of the head, and then I come down twice. So we go 1, 2, right? So right hand to the head or the neck, left hand to the neck. Right hand to the body, left hand to the body. Right hand striking up, left hand striking up. Right hand coming straight down, left hand coming straight down. Right? Neck, neck, body, body, up, up, head. Now the other option with the last two is once they get to the up strike, is you come down and you come back up and then keep counting. So instead of hitting the head and then coming back down and hitting the head again, or go tapping, smashing, and we go high, low, up, right? So I go on that way. The very end, high, low, and then come back high. Down, down, side, up, up, high, low, up. And time. All right, so now jumping in back in with your partner and staying with just like the 4 counts just for a moment, right? Actually, let's go right to 6. Now let's just do 4. So our grip is this way. So Jennifer and I go high with the right side forward, high with the left side forward, low with the right side forward, low with the left side forward. And then we just go back to high. So we're just going here, high, high, low, low, just getting used to that stepping and extending the steps, right? And you're off, go. So that last one, that 4th one, you're not extending the legs. So we're here. And so now we're going to add on a 5th strike, which is going to be the first down strike. And the block is just going to be over the top of my head, right? So as I hit Jennifer, she'll be on the defense. I go here, here, and then I hit the body, or the leg rather. And now we come back over the head, and she just simply blocks straight down, right? And I'm going to be aiming right to the top of the head. Where else would I hit? Maybe I'd go to the collarbone, right? And really, maybe I'd go to the hand. I'd go this way, thinking she's going to block the head, but really aim off to the side so I can smash her hand and disarm her. These would be the things about circling. So when I'm blocking, I don't want to just do this. I want to watch her stick come and make sure that I'm meeting the stick. Now don't pick your partner out and aim at your hand on purpose on the very first time, right? So again, high, high, low, low. I feed her, she blocks. And then we go again, high, high, low, low. And now she feeds me over the top of the head. Right, and then I block, right? And it should just flow naturally from one right to the next, right? And you're off, go. Yeah, well, your right hand should. And then just go right into the middle, right? And it's got a lot of power. These are all going right down at the right hand straight over. And time, all right, so now adding on, going into the 7 count. So it's going to be high, high, middle, middle, low, low, and then over the top of the head, right? As I'm doing this, the Jennifer will attack, we go high, and then high, and if she strikes in the middle, I'm just going to simply going to bring my stick, 1, 2, and then she comes low, and my stick is right there, and then we switch back. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you're doing the pattern right, that's what it should feel. So they're here, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? If you feel like you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, it's because you're trying to flip the stick over in the middle of all that, right? And think economy of motion. So I'm going here and I'm blocking, she comes across, I just go this way, and look, I didn't have to move the stick at all. I just go block, 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 right? Now certainly I could go the other way, block, block, but then this right hand, I have to bring my right hand back down. So with this flow pattern, it just simply works out better that way. Now certainly, of course, just like Sombrata, eventually you get to where you're just responding with each other and playing. And eventually we would do the same thing with these, where I might go high, I might go low, I might plus, I might go this way, this way, this way, and you've just got to kind of pick up and block whatever's coming at you. But for right now, for the flow pattern, you want to kind of do it that way, right? So I get right, left. Now once I go to the left, I leave my left hand on top. She hits the body, and I just simply go 1, 2, 3, and move or twist to stick it off. And then when she comes back to the left, then I'm going to block it. Okay. And then she comes over the head, and of course I block this. You shouldn't be about that, right? So 7 count. High, high, mid, mid, low, low, hit him in the head. Go to work. High, left hand up. Boom, boom, down. Oh, wait, I blocked that block. Yeah. Okay. Left hand on top. Oh, because they have no spot. You see, I got him on top. And then block the head. It's really tempting, you know, so put your left hand on top. Oh, yeah, look at all this is right there. And then you go back to it. Do it again. Here, now leave the stick there. And just go boom, 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 and then twist. The other one. All right, so now high, low, high at the end. So now at the very end, Jennifer gives me high, I block, she goes low, I block, she goes high, I block, right? Nice and easy. I just go 1, 2, 3. On her side, she hits high, extend low, and then extend high. Right? All right, back at it, a couple more moments, go. High. Oh, no. Here's the time. And relax yourself. So with Krav Maga, you can see that the handling is a little bit different, especially if you've been doing bow class, because this is what we usually do with the bow staff in class and spin it and go behind the back and over the head and do all the fancy deep stuff, right? And behind the back passes or whatever you have to be working on the line man. But that all looks fun and cool in demos, but then when somebody hits you with a stick, it doesn't really work so well. So this is actually how we do our application. A couple of key things with the Krav Maga version is starting here, but getting used to sliding the hands down against right? And it's kind of an adjustment in the middle. Typically with weapons, you grab the weapon, you hold the weapon, you don't let your hand slide around. But a bow staff is going to be different, right? So the bow staff, I'm going to be here, and then on the attack, this hand's going to slide, and then this hand's going to slide with the expense, right? They're not going to both slide at the expense, because now I don't have control of the grip, right? But as I strike, I'm striking and right? So as I step in and I start to strike, it only takes a moment to drop that one hand and then get that other hand to extend out, right? And then the same thing as I get to the other side is being good to go from here, and then I've got to get all the way to the other side so I can get on that other side as well, which is why I'm sliding my hand down and then getting that other side as well. Right? It's just going to take some time. And then the stepping I find is very awkward as well. But the concept of Muay Thai is they're smashing, right? It's not finesse. It's money step in, go wham, 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 trying to hit you with everything I possibly can. And they're just coming, guns blazing, full out, and trying to just smash, right? So that's kind of the whole concept of Krav Maga is they're just stepping in and hitting big and hard right away, and just firing away as best they can. So that's it. Next several weeks, we're going to continue to work on this. Something that I'm working on with CC7 for my own training, and it's kind of changing up some of the ways we're doing some of the weapons, so it kind of expands it. And some of the reading I was doing on the two systems combined is that they benefit each other very well, because with the Muay Thai concept with Krav Maga, everything is very explosive and hard and forward, whereas the Kali is more of, instead of let me step in and smashing, Then you get your hand step to the side, hit your knee step to the other side, and then touch it a little bit more. So it kind of starts to blend the two together. And if you look at the double sword side of Krabi Kabam, there's a lot of flows that are very similar to how the babies have to use a longer single-handed sword, but they could also use a two-handed sword. But they would have one in each hand. Right? So it looks, when you watch it, it does look very reminiscent. Good team. Sweet power. Nice work, team. Gentle on those. Yeah, it's about the same, right? To me, I can tell you though, when I first did this, like the first couple of times, Kevin and I were working on it, played around with it on my own. I pretty much sat there going, no, how do I do this, right? Because it was very, very awkward feeling to me first. I was like, this does not feel natural. Why would I do this? Yeah. So if you just keep practicing and get that timing, if I stab and I strike, and I stab and I strike, as opposed to here and this, then I'd be very cautious with that though. I wasn't sure which one you had. These are nice light performance ones, but they will not hold up well with striking. I've had these. In fact, I just had one today. With Daniel Barone, one was they were just practicing and he went boom and hit the ground and slapped right into it. And his was only like literally a month old. Yeah, I have yeah. See if Kevin's checking to see if you can get some more by Jennifer. I'm probably going to get a couple of the cheaper Verton ones from the Century or World. Because they're at least in back together. I just got to kind of look and see what they are. See you, Mike. Oh, sorry, Joe. The Century ones have like a. Everybody's people.
There you go. 29 again, right?
Right. You put Secret Kevin stuff back.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am.
Hopefully they traffic jam
What
figured out.
I got you.
Okay, that's kind of what Andrew is doing.
I don't. But you can see it here how people.
Somebody.
Oh, I think I did get it. I got it myself. Yeah, I got one. I looked at a bunch of them and talked to them like, right? But I already told this one before I began.
Good to see you, Mike.
But Marla, getting a coffee.
Bye, bye.
Bye, guys.
See ya. Bye, everybody. See you, Nick.
Stop.